to my channel. I'm Deanna and you're watching Orchie D. Tonight we are going to repot a couple of orchids and this is probably something I've been putting off for a little while. So I'll show you the two orchids that I'm planning to repot tonight. So this one's not too bad. This is a Dendrobium, it's a phalaenopsis type. It's Temesak Princess. I've shown you her blooms before and I'll put them up on the screen, but really pretty little den phal, and it's got a little new growth coming up there. So I don't think it's been repotted for a really long time. It's got roots growing out the bottom, and so yes, we're going to repot that one. The one that I've been putting off is this guy, and this is a Nobile type Dendrobium, which I keep hanging. It's got a really unruly top heavy growth pattern, and well, it's gonna be quite pot bound. That medium looks awful. It looks like soil basically at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I've been putting it off for so long. But anyway, we're gonna give it a shot tonight. This guy's got these growths, which are actually pretty big now. So it's probably not a great time to repot. The roots aren't coming out yet, but I do find that once Dendrobium growths get to a certain point, if you do repot them, the growths kind of have a habit of stalling. But if I don't do this now, I don't think I'm going to do this till next year. So I'm just gonna do it and get it over with. It's quite a vigorous plant anyway, so I'm sure it'll end up being fine. And if it skips a year of blooming, then so be it, because it's better in the long term for it to be in some new media. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole, cutting off the dead roots and things like that. I will unpot it and show you the root systems after I've cleaned them both up. But it's actually the repotting up that's probably going to be the most interesting, I guess, and a bit different from other orchids, because you have to consider how top heavy these guys are, and a lot of the articles out there suggest that these guys like to be fairly underpotted, like they like to sort of be in quite tight pots. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's accurate. I have my reservations about believing that entire statement. I think it's in context with a lot of other things, but I guess the main thing about Dendrobium roots is that they like to dry out quickly. When they're growing, they like to be fed and watered very regularly, but they do like to dry out between watering. So they like a medium that is very well draining, and that allows their roots to dry between waterings. The issue with having a pot that's too big is that it may not dry out appropriately between waterings, but I think it's heavily dependent on the media that you use as well. So anyway, we'll get started. I'll unpot these guys and I'll clean up the root system and show you what I've got left, and then we'll repot them. Well, I had to show you guys this. That just took so much brute force to get out of the pot, and look how root bound it is. That is incredible. How on earth am I going to do this? Well, guys, I'm gonna have to wing this one. I don't know, and I'm going to have to destroy quite a lot of roots to get this medium out, because check that out. I don't even know what that is. It's just maybe old sphagnum, no idea. Anyway, I gotta get it out, and if it means chopping off some of these roots, which I'm almost certain I'm going to have to do to just get in the middle there. Well, I'm going to have to do it. I'm also going to cut off some of these smaller canes, which aren't really useful anymore. But, yep, it's going to be an extremely tedious process. And I guess you guys can probably understand why I have been putting this off for so long. But here we are, and now I'm committed, so I better carry on. Alright everyone, well, I am back, and let me tell you, I am thoroughly regretting doing this on a weeknight, and I'm really glad though that I did the den fowl first, because I probably wouldn't have gone back, but let me show you. This den fowl did not take me long at all to clean up. It has an excellent root system. In fact, I barely had to chop off any dead roots. Really good root system. And I'm ashamed to say this is what is left of the Nobile. Some of these roots aren't in tip-top condition, and I couldn't get right into the center of that mass there. It's just so heavily packed, but you know, I did my best, and I really had to get in there to try and get that broken down media off. I cut a hell of a lot of roots. I basically chopped that root system from the bottom so I could dig in underneath, and it took a really long time to untangle that pot bound mass. But anyway, that's what's left. We shall see how this orchid goes. I'm almost certain that these growths that are growing are probably going to stall. We'll see. It happens all the time with Dendrobium repottings. When they're this size, it's usually fine, but once they're at a certain stage and really leafing out, I do find that they tend to stall. But you know, this guy has so much in the way of energy reserves, it will throw out new growths. So I'm not concerned, and it really needed that repotting. So I've got two pots here. They are actually the same size. Because the Nobile is going to be hanging, I'm going to put it in a black pot, because without a decorative container, these clear plastic pots do build up a lot of algae, especially with these Dendrobiums, which are going to get quite heavily watered over the warm seasons. The algae just builds up over no time, so I'm going to put it in a black pot. But the den fowl, sorry, is going in my standard clear plastic pot, and it'll go in a nice decorative container afterwards as well. So I've got a really nice mix of orchiata bark, perlite, and charcoal as usual. It's a medium grade. Not sure if you can see the size of that. It's about 1 centimeter. And I've got some sphagnum, and I've also got some rocks. Don't ask me what sort of rocks they are. They're actually collected from other orchids. I've got quite a number of phals that were potted in this stuff in the past, and I've sterilized them by boiling them for a few minutes. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this first, is line the bottom of these pots with these stones, and that gives it some weight. And I'm also going to put some stones through there as I repot it. So let me get on some gloves, and we will get started with the Dendrobium phalaenopsis first. Alright guys, so I've got my sphagnum mixed through some of this media. I've got these rocks which are lining the bottom of the pot. If you guys have seen any of my other repotting videos, you'll know that I normally use leca beads to line the bottom of the pots, and also I mix it through the media just for some extra aeration. I find it works really well. And what I'm going to do is, in place of the leca, I'm going to put a few stones through the medium, just to give the pot a bit of weight as well. So this has only got one direction of growth, and it's got quite a small little cane at the back. In fact, I am thinking of, yes, maybe I'm going to break off this little cane, because it's probably not going to help the plant very much, and it'll grow some new stuff. Alright, so let's get you in there, and I'm going to twist the plant so it sits a bit lower in the pot, and you'll see that it's backed up against the edge of the pot there, so it's got heaps of room to grow. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. It's pretty secure in that pot there, but until it grows some new roots, I am going to stake it up. Alright, so I've got a twisty tie here. There we go, one down. Alright, so we're going to do the same with this one. Now it's got a few directions of growth. So it's got 1, 2, 3 new canes there. So I'm going to push it against the back there. What I'll do is I'll fill the back of this media first, and then we'll push the plant up against it. Okay. There, and we're just going to push the plant up against it, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to get media behind the plant. And let's do the rest. Guys, moment of truth. Oh my god, it is not falling over. So, there we have it. You wouldn't believe how happy I am that this is done. And I'll show you how serious the problem was. This is my second glass of wine now. So I'm going to soak the two orchids. This one will go back to the hanging stand. It just hangs out with my Vandas actually. But guys, that was not the best repotting video ever, but if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more orchid videos like this, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Happy growing until I see you next time. Bye. Sorry everyone, it's the next day, but I realised that you probably couldn't see the whole of either plant in last night's video, so I just thought I'd show you the end product. This is the Den Phal, and it looks pretty good in there. It's a little bit deeper than I'd like, but it should be okay. You can see the base, the rhizome there. And this is the Nobile, which as you can see is quite big, over 2 feet high. And I couldn't find an appropriate hanger for it, so it's just in a decorative container for now, and I've had to stake it up. And here are the growths, they're looking okay. I'll keep you updated to see how they go, if they continue to grow or not. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. I'll see you guys next time.